The House Select Committee investigating the January 6 U.S. Capitol attack will have their last hearing for a while.
Yeah, over the past couple of weeks, the committee has conducted live witness testimony, documenting about the day of chaos, as well as unfolding the events and discussions leading up to that very dark day.
Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp is joining us live right now from the U.S. Capitol. Rachel, good evening. What can we expect to hear in tonight's hearing?
Good evening, Mike and Eva. Well, committee members say that they're going to show and demonstrate kind of what was happening in the West Wing during those nearly 4 hours that the U.S. Capitol was under attack. And so one of the committee members, Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger, who's on the committee, he shared a video of some witness testimony about those exact events. Here's a listen.
Do you know whether he was watching TV in the dining room when you talked to him on January 6th?
It's my understanding he was watching television.
When you were in the dining room in these discussions, was the violence happening visible on the screen on the television?
Yes.
Right.
From that clip, the committee is trying to show viewers that the president saw and heard what was happening at the Capitol on January 6th. And we expect them to demonstrate that Trump could have called off the mob, but didn't until hours later. While this is the expected to be the last hearing for a while, Representative Jamie Raskin, who also sits on the committee, says they're still conducting their investigation as new evidence continues to be shared with the committee and could have more hearings later down the road.
And certainly we need to do a hearing to discuss our conclusions and the recommendations that we're making for fortification of American democracy against coups and insurrections and political violence and attempts to steal away the will of the people and take over elections, which is what we saw with January 6th, and which, alas, continues to go on with the same forces that were arrayed against us on that day.
In tonight's hearing, we expect the committee to lay out their final case against former President Donald Trump that he tried to overturn the 2020 election, which led to the U.S. Capitol attack. In previous hearings, we've heard witness testimony from Capitol police officers who were injured during the attack, members of the Proud Boys, elected state officials, and former Trump White House staffers. And so in tonight's hearing, we can expect to hear from two additional former White House staffers. One would be a former deputy press secretary, and another is a former White House national security advisor who reportedly resigned after January 6th. Mike.